This week, we're talking about Xbox again, this time going over their recent partner preview. This is the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. I'm your host, Spencer. And with me is a man who fell to his knees when hearing the McDonald's Quarter Pounder news. It's my co-host, Mike. Mike, are you okay?
So, yesterday, I was like craving McDonald's, like nothing else.
This
Like,
is
and
crazy.
that's what I get is a Quarter Pounder. That's what I get. It's the only thing I get at McDonald's and fries. And I was like, so I have this weird personality trait where I a lot of times want fast food,
Yep.
but I no longer live in a city.
Yep.
So, like before I allow myself to get fast food, I have to like go through all of the local business options and make sure there's absolutely something I don't want from like just a local mom and pop shop.
Sure.
And what usually happens is I say I could eat pizza, and the glory of living in New York is there's pizza fucking
Ooh,
everywhere.
yeah.
So we were going past my favorite pizza shop in town, and I was like, let's just stop and go there. So I ate my slices and we're in the car and I get a news notification like as soon as I'm done eating, and we're literally passing the McDonald's I would have gone to, saying there was an E. coli breakout in McDonald's Quarter Pounders. And I was like, well, fuck, dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
But I think it was only West Coast chains, right?
I don't know. I didn't look too much into it. All I saw was the headline, and I immediately went, "Why is it only the Quarter Pounder?"
Yeah, what makes this meat so special? Huh.
And is the double Quarter Pounder okay?
Yeah, actually, if you have two E. coli infected quarter pound
D's.
patties,
Mm-hmm.
they cancel out.
Mm-hmm. Two negatives. Yeah.
Yeah, one E. coli eats the other E. coli, but the first E. coli that the other E. coli ate was
Implodes.
Implodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
turns into a black hole.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes super massive in your gut.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I saw that and I was just like, Mike is definitely a Quarter Pounder and fries guy.
Oh, you bet your ass.
Yep. I knew it. I knew it because like everybody has their like order. I personally, when I go to McDonald's, I'll get like a Big Mac. I'll get their, the air quotes
Target
specialty.
flagship.
Exactly. But again, I sit here and go, why is the Big Mac safe and a Quarter Pounder isn't? But neither here nor there.
I can say at Burger King, it's two different patties for the Whopper and the like just regular burgers. But I think it's just a size thing. I mean, the Whoppers are bigger burgers.
That would make sense. Yeah. Okay. Still, nonetheless, very interesting.
Maybe they can only take them from quarter pound cows. Like how brown cows give chocolate milk. Like maybe there's a cow that gives quarter pounders. That makes sense. Am I getting
No,
through to you?
yeah, no, I'm listening to you, and I'm starting to, my vision is starting to collapse in on itself as I go into a blind rage. No, maybe you're right. Maybe maybe you can only get Quarter Pounder meat from a specific designated cow. Or are you saying a cow that is so tiny that it weighs but a quarter of a pound?
Yes to both. It's just the whole cow.
Yeah. Yeah. You just press it and then
Yep.
bingo bongo. Here's
We're
your
getting a little Orwellian.
Yeah.
But
Yes. How's it going? Tell me about the games you played.
New Mario Party came out.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. It's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Did you play it?
I did.
Hell yeah. What map did you do?
Um, so when I played on the mall map,
Okay.
and then I tagged out, and Shelby played, and she played on the like island volcano map.
That's the one we did.
Yeah. Did
The
did you win?
volcano one's
Did you
kind of a
win?
bitch. In a shocking turn of events, Justine won.
I don't know if I'm
Good job,
Justine and
Justine.
I'm listening to this. I don't know if I like how you said in a shocking turn of events.
She never wants to play Mario Party with me.
And in that same vein, you normally are the person who wins at Mario Party.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Like usually dominate.
Yeah.
Like I can like to the point where I understand why she doesn't like playing.
Right. Right.
Um, but I was willing to sacrifice this one win so she'd be hooked. Now she knows she can do it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean it's definitely solid. It feels like good. The only shame is that no 50 turn option.
Yeah, and a minimum of 10.
Minimum of 10.
When we started it up, it was like the night that it came out,
Mhm.
and it was already like 10 o'clock. And Justine, to her credit, is the one who said she wanted to play because she knew I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, let's just do 5 rounds, like just enough to kind of try it out.
Yeah.
And it said 10 rounds and 90 minutes.
Which I thought was bullshit. I was like, there's no way it's going to take 90 minutes. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah. And it's funny because we got going, we got like 5 rounds in, and we're like, oh my God, we're already like halfway done and been playing this for, I don't know, half an hour maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fucking sidekicks come in.
Yeah, and then all the other bullshit starts to happen.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden
And
you
that
got a
takes.
duel, and then you got a versus challenge, and then and then all of
Mhm.
a sudden you're like, oh my God, this took 90 minutes.
Yes. I think it did pretty much exactly.
Because I feel like the first one that came out on the Switch, the 10, like that's when they like started doing like, I think the max was 20 turns on that one, but I could be wrong.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure it's like 10 turns takes about an hour, 15 turns takes an hour and a half, 20 turns takes 2 hours or something like that. And I was like, this is bullshit. I want my ass to hurt from sitting here playing Mario Party for too long.
Oh,
So yeah, when I saw 10 turns, 90 minutes, I was like, there's no way. And then it did. I was like, God damn.
yeah.
I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I'm sorry, I hijacked that though. But
No. That's good because I didn't have much to say about it other than really liked it. I love that it's all new mini games. I think that's kind of like I want it to be challenging. Like I don't want to win every game of like Mario Party. And I think, like with the last Mario Party, a lot of it had to do with just familiarity with all the games.
yeah. Are they
Because
all
like,
new, or are there some pullovers?
oh, I don't know.
You didn't like
We
experience one
didn't
that
get any.
yeah. I I don't think I also think while we were playing, I don't think I noticed any that felt familiar, but I also just wasn't sure because I know last week, I think when we were talking about it, I had just immediately claimed, "Yep, they're all new," but I'm not sure if that's the case or not. So I didn't know if you knew for sure yet,
No, I was
and
just
I
going
didn't
off of
look.
what you
So
told me.
all right, well, at least we sink this ship together, I guess.
Yeah, you know what?
But no, I hear you. Like I feel the same way. Like that does play into it, right? Like if you've played Mario Party enough, um, you get so familiar with the mini games that like your confidence level is basically through the roof that you can just about win every single mini game.
Hmm.
So I definitely feel you.
Did you do any of like I don't know, there was like a kitchen game?
Kitchen game. Are you talking about like the mini games outside of party
Yeah,
mode
yeah,
or
yeah. Sorry.
no,
Yeah.
no, we didn't do anything like that. Like We were just at like a little like friend gathering, and
Oh, okay.
we just played through 2 full rounds of just party mode, basically.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah, which I I I won the game that I played, right? And when like I don't know if we talked about this or not, but growing up, you'll be like really good at something, right? Like any game, pick a game,
Hmm.
pick a game, any game, and you're really good at it, right? And like you can beat the pool of players that are at your disposal growing up. And then you go to college, right? And you meet a friend group and you're like, I'm really good at Mario Kart Double Dash. And then you get your ass pounded, And it's like, oh my God, a whole new world, right? Like the world is so much bigger than where I grew up, and people are better than the losers I used to hang out with. Um, so I was ready for that with Mario Party, right? Because like I have a tendency for the Mario Party gods to just kind of like gift me wins. I feel like, and I was like I shouldn't expect that going into this. I should expect to lose basically. And so on turn 7 of 10, I'm in last place. And I had a custom dice block that would let me land on a specific store where I could buy the like challenge where you can like challenge somebody for a star, like the dual glove or whatever.
Okay.
So, and like between me and that store was the star. So I used my custom dice block so I could land on the store. So I buy a star, land on the store, buy the dueling glove. On turn 8, I duel the person in first place with 2 stars. Everybody else has 1 star now at this point. I duel the person with 2 stars and I beat him. So now I have 2 stars. And then I think I think it was the final turn, I had the way the shopping mall works is like there's like stamps for you to collect, and if you collect all of them and then go to the place where you turn it in, you get a bonus payout. But if you like only have 1 stamp or 2 stamps, you get 10 per stamp, 10 coins per stamp. But if you have all 4, you get 50 coins. And I think I had the triple dice block, so I rolled an 18, got a star, turned in my stamps, and then managed to get around far enough to get another star. So I was up to 4 stars in 3 turns. And I ended up winning because I think I got 2 of the bonus stars too. Um, and it was just like one of those moments where you're like looking at your hands and you're like, what have I done? What deal did I make with the devil to allow for this shit to happen? So then Shelby, again, Shelby took my place. And who do you play as in Mario Party?
Typically Yoshi,
Okay.
but I think in this Mario Party, I'm becoming a Shy Guy main.
Oh, Shy Guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Koopa personally.
Okay.
I'm a big Koopa elitist fan. Um, so Shelby took over and uh, was just also Koopa, and Koopa won twice on that night because Shelby's was even more like bullshit in the sense that um, her first star was a hidden block star,
Mm.
which everybody was like, "Are you kidding me?" Her second star was somebody landed on the like chaos space, the one that like you like swap coins or swap a star or give a
Yeah.
star, like one of those. And the person forced the person who was controlling the like the spins forced somebody to give Shelby a star. So that was her second
Mm.
star. And then I think she bought her third one by just like moving throughout the board finally. Um, and I think she won by 2 coins. It ended up in a tie after the bonus stars, and she won because she had 2 more coins than the person who was
Oh
tied
my
with her on stars.
god.
And it was insane. That one was like peak Mario Party. Like, all right,
That's
this is nuts. Mine,
that's how that map needs to play out though, because like you can get like stranded on
yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I was like in and out of like paying attention, and there were moments where I was just like, this person was fucking here last turn. What the fuck is going on? And you're just like running around in a circle, basically.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, that map will end friendships one day
Yeah.
if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
Because you can only win by screwing people.
It was. Oh man, it was so fucking funny. I couldn't believe it. I made her uh big brain at one point. It was the mini game where you have to be like quick, and you have to like say um it's like the Koopas are like rolling around on balls, or toads are rolling around on balls, right? And like you like can like just make out what is on the bottom of the ball, and then they like are constantly moving around, so you have to like take note of what is on the balls, and then after they're done moving, it'll say like which one wasn't there, or which of the things was there the most of, right? And it's like choices, and you have to like
Oh,
be quick. And it's 3 rounds, and she was first, which gives you more points. She was first on the first 2 rounds and like got the right answer. So she was at 10, and nobody else was higher than 5. So the most that they could get is 5. So I was like, wherever the person with 5 goes, I think it was only one person had 5. I was like, wherever they go, just follow them and just pick whatever they pick. It doesn't matter. I was like, you don't even need to pay attention. There's no risk. Don't even try and get cute with it. Just literally guarantee that you get, if they get 5, you'll at the very least get 1 point. Even if you're last, which will give you the win.
interesting.
Which shows you, which shows you how
That's 28 years of Mario Party. thinking through.
right. That just shows you like, again, that just I look at my hands and go, who did this to me? Why am I this way? God, I love it so much though. I love like having to like fucking think like 14 steps ahead and like big brain. Like the final 3 turns that I had in my game, I was just like, that's also in a way like peak Mario Party. You like you sit and you like start storing power, and then at the last minute you like make your move, right?
Mhm.
It's like either be in first place the entire time in Mario Kart, right? Or sit in the middle of the pack, and then that third lap start hammering those items and try and get up there. One of those deals.
Yeah. God, I think I could just talk about Mario Party for the episode.
Dude. Same.
We're
Absolutely.
we're going to see some friends this weekend, and if we have time, which I don't know if we will, um, I'm hoping to get like a Mario Party thing going. They're having a Halloween party, and they own like a business in the town that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And last time they did that, they set up the Switch on a projector and like just had it set up for party games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing that this time though.
Uh, it's just like it's just such a good game.
Hmm.
And I love that this one like really like I'm not going to say it necessarily like feels exactly like the older ones, but like it definitely feels better than I feel like the first 2 Switch ones.
Yeah. I will have an appreciation for All Stars, like if I just want to go play mini games, like
Yeah.
from the older games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean All Stars is
But
like nice, but like they also could have just like done so much more technically if you're just going to like reuse stuff in my opinion. So,
right.
which I know is
Or at
easier
least
said
on
than
like
done.
content updates. Like I don't care that it's all stuff that's already come out and it's
Exactly.
barely anything that's new, but like just add Mario Party formats.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly what I mean by like they could have done more. Is just like literally just like lean into it, right? And like
Yeah.
just re-release all of these maps on like the Switch, right? But
Yeah. Worked for Mario Kart.
right, exactly. That's exactly the same like thought process I have that they should have had with that All Stars Mario Party. But
Here we
Nonetheless,
are.
here we are.
Speaking of Mario Kart, played some Mario Kart this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you like have all of the track packs and stuff, right?
Yeah. We're just going through all the CCs now.
Nice.
Very slowly. I mean, we're not like trying to rip through them all. It's
Sure.
just like sometimes we're like, oh, I want to play Mario Kart and go in, do 1 or 2 cups, and come back to it when we come back to it.
Nice. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Nintendo heavy week for me. I don't know that I played anything else. I didn't play any Star Wars, which I'm genuinely upset about,
Yeah.
but still really enjoying that game. I think about that game frequently.
That's good.
I've gotten to that point where it's like we'll be out and about and I'll just be like, I just kind of want to go home and play Star Wars. And I typically just go home and go to sleep.
Well, I mean, thinking about it is, that's half the battle. So
Yeah, it is.
very nice. Trying to think what I got up to. Shelby and I continued playing Super Metroid, and I think I was telling you our first go at it, we were like kind of cruising. We were doing really good. We must have sat and beat our head against a wall for probably about 3 hours for the continuation. And then for about an hour, we actually made solid progress. So I think that sums up Metroid, but you can obviously,
Sounds about right.
yeah, better claim. But still enjoying it. Still a lot of fun. Trying to think what else. Do you remember the game Teardown that came out probably like 2 years ago on PC, and then like it recently got put on console, or maybe
I
within
have
like
to
the
look it up.
past
It
year or
doesn't
so.
sound familiar.
It's like the game where like you have like little missions, and you go, and it's like all like kind of like Minecraft textury, and then
Oh,
like
yes.
you have to
Yes, I
like
do remember this game.
do like a setup and like figure out how you're gonna like grab the objective. And once you grab the first objective, you have to grab like 7 objectives, and once you grab the first one, like a timer will start, so you have to like have your whole like path set up and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. Apparently it's only $15 on Xbox right now.
So I've been playing that, and it is a lot of fun. Like it's a really like I'd say like pretty unique experience. I can't think of a game that's really like it. So played a good bit of that and had a lot of fun with it. Now I'm just kind of working on like cleanup stuff. And one of the one of the trophies you need to get is like the objects and the world are made up of they're called voxels. So when you like are breaking stuff, you're breaking voxels. And one of the trophies is to break it's like break 1,000,000 voxels, break 10 million voxels, and then break 100 million voxels. And 100 million is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of voxels.
I'm realizing. So you can get like little like specialty maps and stuff like that to like sandbox play on. And so when I was streaming on Monday, we just loaded up one of those, and I just put a bunch of nitroglycerin all around this like little city, and then like got far away and just like shot it, and literally the frames like you shoot it and everything looks so clean, and like as soon as the first piece of nitroglycerin blows up, the frames just drop all the way down to like
Oh my
0.5 frames per second, and you're just watching the game struggle, and then you're just watching the city like it looks like controlled demolition of like a building, right? When you like blow up the base and it just like perfectly drops straight down and just like disappears. Very satisfying to watch. But also like really funny too, because it's going like it's doing it in the choppiest way possible. and I still have not gotten the destroy 100 million voxels. So, and the game was really struggling at that point, so I had to stop. But
So you have to do it again.
I'm gonna have to do it again. I'm at 71%. I love that PlayStation finally added percentage tracking to trophies like that.
Yeah.
Always was jealous that Xbox had that for achievements, and Xbox still has it for more achievements. Because it's like so like I feel like baked in now at this point. Whereas for PlayStation, it's like kind of a crapshoot whether or not a trophy is going to have that tracking. But it's nice that it may at the very least have it. So, but nonetheless, all of that's to say, Teardown. I always thought it looked really interesting. I always thought it looked really fun and like a cool concept. And now getting to actually finally play it, it can confirm.
Is it a good single player game, or is it really just more of a multiplayer?
No. It's. I would say it's definitely single player.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Maybe
don't
I'll
know
check
if
it
there.
out then.
I don't know if there is multiplayer,
Oh, really?
but I could be
Was
wrong.
this not a game that Let's Play did for a little while? It would have been
Mm,
longer than 2 years ago.
maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole like there's like a campaign basically, and
Oh,
you
okay.
get like a bunch of missions, and you need to like complete all the objectives, and sometimes there's optional objectives as well. And yeah, you basically just get to like plan out how you're gonna go from like point A to B to C to the exit in like a minute. It's fun, makes you think, and it's cool too because it's one of those games where it's just like there's no way I could do this, and then like you can, you know. So it's pretty cool in that regard too, and the physics of it are so fucking cool and funny that like if you break the like base of a building, uh, it'll drop, you know, and like not just float, which is cool, fun. You can use that to like, your advantage when trying to like figure out your like optimal path. Good fun, very
Sounds
entertaining.
like it.
But yeah, I think that's it for me. Let's talk about Xbox again, shall
Yeah,
we?
we shall.
So this past week, last Thursday, Xbox had a partner preview where there were a lot of announcements for a 25-minute show. I felt like, um, and it was a lot of just. I mean, it was a partner preview, so I don't think there were any first-party games announced. Certainly no Halo coming to PlayStation announcements or anything like that.
Yeah. I don't think there
Um,
was like any first party at all.
I think if anything, it was like your typical, hey, look at this cool game that's going to be coming out. By the way, you are going to be able to play it on Game Pass. Which one thing I would note is that I think, let me see if I can get an actual number of how many things they like announced and showed off. Like it might have been like 15 to at most. No, 15 is probably about right. And I feel
Xbox Wire has a list of 15.
Oh, perfect. And I feel like only five of those maybe said they were going to be coming to Game Pass. So I thought that was actually kind of interesting. Normally, I feel like a showcase like this for Xbox is like dominated with like after every single trailer coming to Game Pass, coming to Game Pass, coming to Game
It
Pass.
it feels like that's slowed down a little bit
Mm-hmm.
over the past 8 months, doesn't it?
I would say so, yeah. Um, so I thought that was kind of interesting, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I guess what were your overall thoughts of the preview?
I actually thought it was really good. Like, I think for the one of the few times this year, there was more here than I was interested in than I wasn't.
Okay.
Um, I think the main one that I was excited about was Animal Well coming to Xbox because we have a friend who has told us really, really good things about that game.
Yeah, and you what like 2 weeks ago or something like said like I should check it out,
Yeah,
and I was
because it
like,
reminded me of a game that you would like.
yeah, yes sir. Yeah, I thought that was very. I was like, wow, what timing?
Yeah. I don't I don't remember which games were going to be on Game Pass, but I doubt that was one of them.
I guess my assumption was that it would be on Game Pass because it is on PlayStation Plus,
Oh, is it?
but
Well, let me
I
see.
don't
Because
know.
it is on. It came out on Xbox on the day of this preview.
Right.
Let me see. I'm pulling up Game Pass. I don't see it on the recently added. No, it's not on there yet.
Did they put
I
it
don't know.
in like the recap by chance on Xbox Wire?
I don't see it. I'm on the recap.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely a because I think Animal Well is described as like a Metroidvania type game, so it definitely feels like something that would definitely be up your alley. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can I say definitely
Yeah,
any more times?
definitely could.
uh so yeah, I was very excited to see that come in to Xbox again, especially because we literally just were talking about it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Um, I didn't get a chance to play it, but I've heard Subnautica is really good.
Yeah.
And this is a Game Pass. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I may have found the Game Pass one. Sorry.
That away.
I see three on the bottom of Xbox Wire. So Subnautica 2, Wheel World, and Wu Chong. Those are three.
And I know the FBC Firebreak, the control game is
Yeah.
definitely it's coming to all of the passes.
Yep. That and then Eternal Strands is the
Okay.
last one.
All right. Wow, look at that. I nailed it. I knew there was five. Um yeah, Subnautica, don't think I played the first one. Cuz isn't it like I don't want to say like horror necessarily, but isn't it like thrillery, I guess?
I think so.
Cuz I'm trying to remember. I know I played a game where you're like in the water and oh god, I can't fucking remember what it's called for the life of me. But like I think I always confused that game that I had played for like a little bit with Subnautica, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, this is now the third game I think technically in like the Subnautica series. I think yeah, the first one there was like a side game, and then now Subnautica 2. Um,
Oh, okay.
and I know we only saw like a basically like a CG trailer for it, but yeah, it definitely has my like interest uh peaked. And I think it has co-op. I'm seeing here. So,
Very nice.
love a good co-op game.
Um, I just want to call this out because I don't think I've seen this yet, but it doesn't sound like Oh, maybe this was an announcement. The Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Which, what a name.
That's so that's so many words.
Yeah.
I think that's just such a funny name.
Is that it? That's all you were going to say about it?
That's all I was gonna say about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you have any thoughts on it? I know
Uh,
you're kind of into the Yakuza games, right?
well, so yeah, it's like the series that I keep wanting to get into,
Right.
and then I proceed to not get any further into it. So I've started Yakuza Kiwami, which is like the remake or remaster of the first game. Um, I've started that and don't think I've gotten very far. If I had to guess, um, and now at this point, this is like the eighth game in the series, and I know it's probably one of those situations where it's like, you could just start from this one and be fine. I do think there's much more of a through line for it than like your other series that have a stupid number of numbers tied to them, like Final
Mm,
Fantasy, right? Like Final Fantasy, it does not matter. Like maybe if you wanted to play, like, I'm just talking out my ass here, I don't actually know, but like maybe it's one of those situations where it's like if you wanted to play 10, you should play 9 first because those are connected. But like that would be it, right? Like it's not, one is not connected to 16 really in any way whatsoever.
gotcha.
Is my understanding of Final Fantasy at least. But I feel like Yakuza is different, where it's like, no, there's enough interconnecting story amongst all of them. But again, it's one of those things where I'm sure you can get away with diving in at any point and it wouldn't matter a ton.
Yeah.
But my stupid brain works in a way where it's like, no, if I'm going to play a series, I have to play them, which is why I started with like Final Fantasy 1 and was miserable playing that game because of the fucking RNG of it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, literally watching the trailer for it, I'm like, God, I gotta get into Yakuza. I want to play these games. And then this game's gonna come out, and people are gonna be like, "This is the most fun I've ever had playing a game." I'm just gonna be sitting in the corner, sulking, and not working towards finishing the first Yakuza in any way, shape, or form. So, nobody to blame but myself.
Yep.
But I
Well,
do think
maybe
it
you can
looks
just
good.
start with this one because it's in Hawaii. Like, how much crossover can it have?
I think a ton because I'm pretty sure the guy, like the main character is like of the game, is like one of like the main antagonists of throughout the
Mm,
series, but I could be totally wrong there too. I'm pretty sure I'm recognizing him correctly.
gotcha.
I don't know. Anyway, um, I do think there were a couple of games that definitely stood out for me. Um, that Chronos game, first off,
Yeah.
that has I will watch somebody play this game written all over it. Um, but I myself will probably not play it. Um, which that's uh, Bloober Team, and
Yep.
very very good timing, I would say, because Silent Hill 2 has the Silent Hill 2 remake that they just released has been getting very good reviews overall, which is so funny because maybe I'm crazy and maybe you can make me feel less crazy. When that game was first being shown off, the remake, I felt like people were up in arms about like some of the style changes and stuff like that, and like combat and like how those things were being like altered from the actual original. I felt like people were really up in arms about that. Am I crazy?
That sounds like something people would be mad about.
Yeah, I know, right? Like you can attribute that to just about anything. But I remember
Sure.
seeing like the remake trailer and thinking like, and literally thinking like, this is kind of giving me Resident Evil remake vibes. This feels like it's gonna like, this thing's gonna do numbers,
Hmm.
as the kids say. And I felt like that ended up being like a gripe from people, is that like people were like, it looks too much like the Resident Evil. Like, I'm just like, I don't understand. I can't even begin to understand what it is that people want anymore. But anyway, it's been doing
to be
really
mad.
well. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's been doing really well. So I thought the timing of this was really good, and yeah, this was definitely giving off very, very, very creepy vibes. And it definitely has my interest peaked.
Yeah, here's my thing. I think this looks really interesting as well. Whether or not I play it, I think hinges on whether or not I play Stalker 2 to completion,
Ooh.
which comes out first, as long as it doesn't get canceled between now and December, I think.
I think it's coming out in November, actually. I think it's coming out
Is
really
it?
soon. I just watched an entire like preview about it. Dude, I literally I thought of you the entire time I was watching it. I was like, this has Mike written all over it.
Yeah, I'm real excited for that game. And I haven't played the first Stalker. I don't think you need to. I think it's two different storylines.
I think you're right.
So,
November 20th.
yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that game's going to be sick.
So you're thinking like if you get Stalker 2, get around to playing it, because did the Chronos game get an actual release date?
It just says 2025.
Okay. I mean, my guess would be probably late 2025, but obviously
Yeah.
no clue. That would just be like an immediate gut reaction. If it doesn't, obviously get pushed just with how time frames and stuff normally go.
Right.
But yeah, so basically you're saying like if you get Stalker 2 and play through the entirety of it, you see yourself basically leaning full tilt into maybe some more like survival horror type games.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think I
Chronos.
need more than one of those at a time.
Oh yeah, I definitely hear that.
So, yeah, we'll see. Um I never finished the medium. I won't at this point, but I kind of enjoyed that game. I think I might like this one a little more.
I forgot about the medium.
Yeah.
Was that Bloober too?
That was Blueberry.
Interesting. They've had. I guess I can also understand why people were maybe a little nervous about Silent Hill 2 remake and it being Bloober. I think that was another like gripe, was that Bloober kind of very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Right now I'm playing. I had like started playing The Observer, and that's also Bloober, I think. Funny enough, like just
Lot
feel
of
like
games.
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I keep seeing them now all of a sudden. And there's just so much like wrong with that game, almost more than there's right, to be honest. They're trying too hard to be like like schizo horror levels, where it's just like too many flashing lights and like you're going crazy, and
Yeah,
it's like too much
much
for
of
me.
that can pull me out of a game.
Yeah, dude. It like made Shelby like sick. she was like, it was like giving me a headache, and I I'm built different, so
Yeah.
and so that says a lot. But yeah, like the medium, I remember there being like so many aspects of it that I thought were really cool and I really enjoyed, and then just so much of it was like clunky. I'm pretty sure they're layers of fear too, right?
Yeah, they are.
And
There's
I know
that and Blair Witch.
yeah, and I know people like will rave about those. So really, like I said, really seem to be hit or miss. But this Chronos game, I know we didn't really get to see much, but it definitely has my interest peaked.
So,
God.
one personal thing on this. I hate that it's called Chronos. That's the time card provider my work uses, and it just causes me nothing but headaches.
Is that spelled differently though? Isn't that spelled with
It
a K?
is. Starts with a K. Yeah.
That's really funny though. You're just like, nope. You're reminding me of work.
Exactly. Nope. Video games are already enough work as is.
Yeah. Go off. The
Are
mouse.
you? Go ahead.
I was gonna say the mouse PI game.
Yeah.
That I feel like looks really good. Like that. I know it kind of, I guess, gives off like maybe a little bit of like a Cuphead vibe.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like the general like style choice and art direction of the game. Um, but the actual game itself just feels like, because of the uniqueness of its art style and like just the overall like aspect of the game, it just like fits that like, this is just so different from everything else that's happening in the gaming space that like I'm really excited for that game. I think it looks really interesting, really cool.
Yeah. I wonder if they wouldn't have been able to do this game if like the original Mickey Mouse design didn't go to public domain.
Yeah, I know. It does seem like very intentional that like it's coming out now. So definitely could be the case that they like had to do that, or they're like leaning into doing it because of Mickey Mouse entering public domain.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, I don't know. But I think it looks really cool. I think it looks really
It does,
interesting.
yeah. Are you looking at the Xbox Wire site
I
for the
am
list?
I was not. I was looking at an IGN list.
I think it's so funny. I'm looking at Blind Fire,
Yeah.
which that game seemed interesting.
Mhm.
Um, but the like what do you call it? Like the not the clip art, but like the preview, the image that's up on the YouTube video that
Mhm.
shows before you click play. It is literally like the biggest cyberpunk ripoff I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like to the same color palette and everything.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I feel like, do we know anything else about this game?
This is the first I had heard of it.
Yeah. And what, it's just a team shooter. It's not even, I didn't get the I didn't get the impression that it was like a hero shooter in the sense that like you have different like very specific characters that have different abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's everyone has the same abilities. They're
I
already
get
out.
I guess the thing that always like trips me up with like stuff like this is just like what is going to set this aside and above, what's already currently out there.
Sure. I think that's a question for every game like this.
Yeah, to
It's
like
got an
pull
8 out of 10
people.
on Steam.
That's good.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't know. That always trips me up a little bit. I am excited for the FBC Firebreak.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Um, Seems to be like PVE type game, 3-player co-op. Um, I have such an appreciation for Remedy at this point. I will admit that I was very naive to like where Control like fit into everything. I didn't realize that it was like, I didn't realize what they were actually doing was like making this like actual like universe, really.
Yeah, everything's connected.
Everything
somewhat.
is connected. Yeah, so like that really, I have such an appreciation for like the layers that they've managed with all of their stuff. And it makes me, I mean, since Alan Wake 2 came out, I've really been like itching to like get around to playing that, so I need to go back and play the first one, obviously. But I'm thinking with that, I'm also going to probably play through Control a second time to like have probably a newfound appreciation for that game, which I already really enjoyed when I played it. And so yeah, and then getting around to Alan Wake 2, the DLCs for Alan Wake 2 have looked like phenomenal with how they like continue to like intertwine um the the stories that they've got going. And then now this FBC Firebreak game definitely has me very interested. um
I still haven't played Control, and I really want to because I loved Quantum Break.
yeah,
It's so far out now that I don't even think about playing it. Like I
right, like
will,
it's like too far
but
removed that like it doesn't even sit like front of mind.
no, not at
Yeah,
all.
no, it's totally fair. Like,
And now I'm like, well, Alan Wake is out, and I want to play that too. So should I just play Alan Wake so I don't get into the same loop?
right.
know?
Right. Yes.
But at this point, I also might as well wait until Alan Wake 2 is on something like Game Pass.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, no, this Firebreak game seems really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, a cool spin. Like it's certainly different for that team, I think.
Yep. It just like it gives me the vibe, and this may be totally unfair, but like it just gives me the vibe that it is going to have the same entertainment value as like The Last of Us like factions mode had, right?
Mm,
Or like those just the multiplayer mode that was like in just about every game on like the PS3 360 era, right? Where it's like
yeah,
you load up Uncharted, and yeah, Uncharted is a single player experience without a doubt. But also, here's a
that
little
multiplayer was fantastic.
right. And I just like there was something just so special about all of those, and there was just something that they did so extremely well. And again, I don't think this is PvP even. I'm thinking this is PvE, but like it just feels like it's
That's
gonna
what
have that.
Xbox Wire says.
Okay. It just feels like it's gonna have that level. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that like special aspect to it that, I don't necessarily know exactly what it is, but like it'll be great to play with a couple of buddies, and I'm really, really stoked for it. If there's a cross platform, which I would really hope there is, maybe this is something that we can play.
Yeah, it'll be on Game Pass, so I'll have it.
And it'll be on PlayStation Plus, so I'll have it.
There you go. Might as well try it.
Mwah.
Mm.
Anything else from the Xbox partner preview that you specifically wanted to call out? I feel like we've managed most of them.
I just want to call out that Wheel World seems really
Oh
interesting.
yeah, definitely.
That's 2025 as well, and Game Pass. I don't know, just it's the art style that gets me first, like the cell shaded.
Yeah.
But just the racing aspect of it, the fact that it's going to have an original soundtrack, like I think that stuff is so cool. So
Yeah.
I will certainly check that game out.
Yeah, it definitely immediately piqued my interest as well. And like you said, it always starts with the art style.
Yeah.
With something like this. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. Definitely looking forward to that as well. Yeah, I mean overall this was a solid preview. It was like a good it was a good mix of games.
Some like world premieres.
Yeah. It was very, very nice to see, and it just felt really different across the board. Something that I feel like we've brought up now pretty continuously with a lot of these events, where it just feels like after a bit, it feels like you're just being shown the same game, or very like literally just being shown the same games, right? Like how many times had we seen Hellblade 2, right? And it feels like that Hellblade 2 is just, I think, the example that you and I kept beating, but there have been plenty of other games that you just constantly are being shown. And it's just like, okay, I get it. I know this game's coming out. I already know my thoughts on it, whether or not I feel like I want to play it. Like, please start showing me something different. And this felt so refreshing in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I was honestly shocked. Like, it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I'll put it on in the background so I can talk about it during the podcast. But like, I stopped everything and just watched it.
Yeah. I had a similar approach too, where I was like, yeah, I'll throw it on. It's only 25 minutes, and I was engrossed in the
Yeah.
entire presentation.
Good stuff, Xbox.
Good stuff, Xbox. 3 weeks in a row, we've now talked about Xbox. Will they go for the 4 for 4?
Maybe.
Or does the 4 for 4 also have an E. coli outbreak? That
I was waiting for it.
That'll do it. Folks, that'll do it. Thank you all so much, as always, for listening. If you could do us a favor and leave us a rating or review wherever you do listen to the podcast, that would also be greatly appreciated. Other than that, if you can share it with a friend, and we will talk to you next week.